Hello, everyone. We bombed out of our first attempt at a human Eldraine draft. Granted, we did it on our primary account, which has a draft rank of Diamond, I guess, and we faced we went 1-3, and we lost twice to ranked Mythic players and once to another Diamond player, and it really showed how the rank-based matchmaking that exists in the Premier drafts is a real thing that affects your win percentage a lot. I'm going to hopefully prove it the other direction this way, because our side account here, this is I run two main accounts. I have three, but for our purposes, I have two main accounts. I have the true main account where we try to get 4x and we play until we win 4 times in a day and have an empty quest slot. But once I have won 4 times a day, or I have completed all my quest slots, and especially in this case, we have 4x of Throne Eldraine on our main account. On our main account, we have 4x of this set. So if I were to keep drafting it, there would be no collection building involved, and it would only be for gems, for gems. And as much as I've shown that you can draft 4x copies of rares and mythics in draft and get extra gems out of them, if you care about building your collection up, it's still not like that. Shouldn't be fist pump. It shouldn't be fist pump that you're starting to get gems from packs. It should be something that triggers in your head, oh, I'm getting gems from packs now. This means I'm getting diminishing returns on playing in this event because I care about my collection. And what I should do instead is go to my side account, use the resources on the side account to enjoy the experience of drafting Throne of Eldraine, save my resources on my main account so that when the next set comes out, I'll have those resources to apply to the new draft instead of this one that I already have 4x of. So that's why, in thinking about why and how to use the side account, that's my mentality about it. As someone who even wants to build a collection, at some point when your collection is full, you are much better off investing those limited resources, no pun intended, in something that's going to get your collection built up more. And of course, if you want to invest your limited resources in building up your collection more in paper, you know exactly where to go. That's cardkingdom.com. They're my sponsors. They have been for a while, and I love them. And they're going to help you with everything you need for your physical game. They're going to get it to you reasonably priced, quickly, at exactly the quality level you expected. And then when you decide that you're going to sell some stuff, also make sure to check out Card Kingdom. Their buy list is among the best. I say among the best. On average, it is the best. And on any given card, they will be among the best. But if you had to ask me to sell cards in the dark to somebody in the world, absolutely, it would be Card Kingdom. They just have the best prices for that. So check that out if you're looking to unload. And we're going to jump into this draft here and see what Eldraine has in store for us at, the gold level. So we just did a diamond draft and went 1-3 and got crushed by some really good players when we got a little bit unlucky. And now we're going to see how things change here in Goldland. Well, what do we got? In the rare slot, we have Emery. I like an Emery first. Try to build around her. If you can get her going, crazy stuff ensues. You need eggs. But if you get the eggs, she just starts doing crazy good stuff. Is that the right pick, though? What's better? Is there anything better? Bog Naughty. Bog Naughty was one of the cards that crushed us in our previous event. She's not. You had to build around. This is a build around, but she's like a build around B plus. And yeah, you could take even Inspiring Veteran and move towards Knights. But I think it's Bog Naughty or Emery. I'm willing to take the Emery and see. Whoa, more blue build around. In this rare slot, we have Fae of Wishes. Not amazing, but fine. And we did start here, and I don't mind that too much. Turn into a pumpkin, also quite good. What else are we looking at? Gosh, there's not much here. We're definitely taking Turn into a Pumpkin or Fey. What do you think? Yeah, good question. I bet we cannot wish for a land. The Brute. I think it's too early for a Brute. I get the Emery connection, but we'll try to get these later. I'm going to get Fey. And, I mean, look. The floor of a 1/4 flyer for 2 mana is fine. Shepherd is good, but so is Sir Eleonora, and we don't have anything not blue yet. Witching Well works with Emery, though. Maybe, like, this is the better card in the abstract. Witching Well is much better with Emery, but I'm also willing to try and find other Witching Wells later in packs. So I'm going to take Sir Eleonora, who is less synergistic with our Emery, because she is not going to wheel, and we're going to get less shots at her. I'm not sure Witching Well will wheel. It might. We're against humans. Who knows? Humans. Who knows what humans are going to do? Mystical Dispute is interesting, but look at this Arcanist Owl. It's actually in the same theme as Emery. So we're going to take Arcanist Owl and move in on Mono Blue? I don't know. This is great. Perfect for us. To play the Owl, we need to be either Mono Blue or heavy blue. I'm going to stick towards heavy. Although, check this out. All that glitters. +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. We are kind of trying to do this. I think we could take this. You know me, I'm not one for auras, but this is an aura that does some work in this deck. Maybe Raider comes back. This is replaceable, but this is interesting and on theme. Trapped in the Tower and the Witching Well. Wow. Again, Trapped in the Tower is better. Witching Well is better with Emery. Trapped works with... and gosh, it works with Owl too. Queen of Ice is not in my consideration here. Not at all, no. This is so easily trapped for Witching Well. I'm not even seeing anything else. Fenrir says we might not be white, which is why I'm on the well. I'm going to stay blue, but I hate passing this, honestly. It's just that we're heavy blue and we have Emery. If Witching Well, it's the double whammy of being primarily blue and having Emery. Almost makes me want to take the Didn't Say Please here, but Flutterfox is, again, what we're trying to do here if we end up in white-blue. So let's take that. Mantle does have synergy, but they're like last picks. I don't even know if I run a Mantle if we get one. But maybe this is finally a deck that would. Looks like we're in the right deck. When you're at pack 1, pick 8, and a full 6 of the cards are in your color pair, that's pretty sweet. What do we want, though? Moonlight Scavengers as a one-of is on theme with the deck and pretty good. I don't want a bunch of these, whereas I would take a bunch of Tome Raiders. It's one of these two for me. Like the chat wants for Scavengers mostly, so sure, I'll take it. DSP is okay. Paladin, not so much. Here's this Mantle that technically is kind of what we're doing, but I think I'd rather have one of these. Probably just Vision. Let's just draw a bunch. Dummy or Drawbridge. Dummy is a little more playable for this deck than Drawbridge. outflank. Shining Armor, again, technically could seem like it could fit our deck. I just don't think it's what we're doing, though. I mean, it's not good enough, even though it is what we're doing. Sorry, that's what I say. Certainly not good enough over outflank. Fabled Passage helps with the mana. Just Sorcerer's Broom is a decent artifact creature that plays well with our Emery. This deck likes to have a runaway together, but we might want to try to wheel it and start on the Broom. Broom is a 2-drop. It works with our Arcanist Owl. It works with our All That Glitters. It works with our Emery. So, wham it. Gargoyle isn't bad. I think Gargoyle is bad. Gargoyle feels not good to me. I guess we take a Harmonious Archon. Sometimes this can be not good for you and you have to not play it, but certainly we're going to give it a try. Animating Fairy is right what we're doing here. We need to get... I would like an egg. You know, I want more artifacts and stuff, but Fairy, I think we take the Fairy and prioritize eggs and wells and whatnot. Meta, you just like the egg now? I'm gonna be greedy and take the Fairy. Media just wants the safety of the egg. I get it. I'm being greedy. We have a Witching Well, which I think I need to take here over another Broom, so that we have something to animate. Extra stuff to animate. Sometimes eggs wheel. I don't know. People predicting what's going to wheel in the first human draft of Eldraine online. I think you're... don't be overconfident. We can speculate on what might wheel, but I would be very, very cautious about dictating for sure what you think is going to wheel or not. I'm going to take this. Another owl. Fantastic. Castle Ardenvale, because, you know, although we have a So Tiny, maybe I'm supposed to make So Tiny instead of the castle, probably. But Archon plus Ardenvale is pretty cute. Yeah, I've got the So Tiny selected, but I wouldn't mind that castle. Gingerbrute jumped out at me, but as do So Tiny and Trapped. I think we just take a Trapped here. Here's an Opt we can grab. Here's this Gargoyle that I don't like. I don't know. This just doesn't do enough, even in our artifact deck, I think. Yeah, if the Brutes come at the right time, I'm happy to run Brutes, Fenor, but so far I haven't seen a Brute I was willing to take. Run away together. Yeah, we'll take that over this. I just am not playing the Gargoyle, even in this deck, I don't think. Anybody thinking that somehow our artifact synergies make this playable? It is cheap. We could, and also it's not a creature. Oh, it is artifact creature. Sorry, I was saying there's some that aren't creatures and become creatures. And if it was a situation where it wasn't a creature and became a creature, that would be a lot better, because then we could do things like animating fairy. Like if we could animate it because it was non-creature, that would be one thing. But we can't even animate it. Fox, no-brainer there. Paladin, no-brainer here. Trying to be light white anyway. I don't know if we're playing another Opt, but I'm just not playing a Shining Armor, I don't think. I'll leave an Opt in the main for now. Yeah, Prophet of the Peak as an artifact. More interesting to me here. Giant killer? Sure. Are we clovering? We have a clover. I don't think we're doing enough adventuring to bother clovering. Yeah, this isn't a clover deck, but it sure is a giant killer deck. Because what isn't? Turn into a pumpkin. Trapped. Outflank. If any of that comes back around, great. I'll take a Youthful Knight or a Didn't Say Please, though, too. Fine card in the Beanstalk Giant, but not for us. We'll take Cauldron number... Ooh. I want both of these for this deck. What do you think? What's more likely to wheel, Cauldron or Brute? Probably Cauldron more likely to wheel? I'm thinking Cauldron is more likely to wheel. So I'm going to take the Brute. I'm not sure of this, though. I think more decks want a Brute than want a Cauldron. Into the story for a ton of drawing. Witching Well for a smaller amount of drawing, of which we already have 2. And a Charmed Sleep for more interaction removal that also supports our All That Glitters. So I'm going to go with Sleep. First Sleep over third Well. And I would take a third Well, though, especially with the Animating Fairy. Increasing the reliability with which we drop a well in the first couple turns ahead of Animating Fairy is nice. Media says no on Sleep, or what are you knowing, Media? Oh, you think Cauldron is more important? Oh, well, it's too late. We'll see if it wheels. The hope is that it wheels. We shall see. Tome Raider or Flutter Fox. Let's look at our curve. Curve looking good. We could even take a Tome Raider on curve consideration, but probably still just want to take a 2. Another Paladin. Nah, I think we maybe even wheel that, even though it's pretty late in the pack. Another Animating Fairy. I'm going to take that over Charmed Sleep. And another Scavengers. See if we can wheel that Witching Well. Another Witching Well would be perfect around here. Queen of Ice. Here's a place where I'm willing to take a Queen of Ice. I'm not going to take that Princess anyway. I'm probably not playing the Queen of Ice as it is, but it's our last deck. Couple of Lances. Way too late. I'm going to Flutter again. Yeah, you're right, Media. No Egg is sad. What did we take over it? I was greedy and took something, Animating Fairy or something like that. I think we're still good, though. Especially if we can get one more well. Maybe I take Mantle here in case we don't, though. Or do you like a another Outflank or a Tome? Yeah, that's some good stuff here. Yeah, we get a Ritual for our... Oh, I guess I took that. Clover comes back. DS... Oh, Trapped in the Tower comes back? Hello. All right, what did I have selected? What did I just accidentally take there? I don't even know. Well, we're taking Trap now, though. It barely even matters. Like, the deck is pretty clear here. Playing a Turtle. Oh, Fox is fine then. Yeah, I like... Hey! Fully Millhouse. We are so fully Millhouse now. I love this deck. So let's see why it goes 2 and 3 or whatever. Maybe we'll do the... I don't usually deck build this way, but in this case, I think makes some sense to cut everything and start with our 4. Now, I think the Fae is probably staying in, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, and that cauldron didn't come back either. Maybe we were destined to just not get anything back from that, but there you go. All right, I'm going to start with. So here's my approach to building this way. Let's identify what we're going to prioritize when putting stuff in. So I want to prioritize. Basically, this is now, even though we have one copy of it, I'm thinking of this as an all that glitters slash. In fact, I'll put it in. This is an all that glitters and Emery deck, right? We want to make. We really want to leverage the synergies here, and so we're going to take stuff that is synergistic with these two, or just obscenely good, or both, right? So obscenely good, hold on the outflank, obscenely good, good, bomb, removal, obscenely good, too good. I'm gonna. You could maybe say, like, all right, I'll cut it now since it's technically not. It's not a bomb, and it's not technically high synergy. So I'm even gonna wait on that. But removal that works with our theme. Animating fairies, obviously, in Sir Eleonora is just too good. And then we get our Arcanist Owls, which are too good. Ginger Brood is on theme. Broom definitely on theme. These two could be played, but I'm going to wait. And then I think, and then we have, now we stop and say, okay, like, I'm running all of this. Maybe we can go to 16 in the old best of one. What are we sacking to make Broom better than Dummy? Gingerbrute, Trips, Wishing Well, and a bazillion Wishing Wells as Emery loops things. Yes, I am in for Runaway Together and Fae. I think we just keep it low. Why not this? Don't need this for drawing cards. We got Trips Well. I think this looks like the deck. And we'll take a look at stats here. 5 enchantments, 7 artifacts, so we got 12 things. Yeah, you could argue one Witching Well on the board even to go find with the Fae, but I really like 3 of these and 2 of the animators. What does Fae add? I really just like a 1/4 flyer for 2, and late in the game, it does let us do things like get the vision. What else can we get from here that matters? Outflank, opts, didn't say please. So you want to cut Fae for scavengers for some bounce? Can Fae get this, really? Non-creature, I mean, still a creature. Yeah, I think we have enough removal that we don't need the scavengers. I may switch to it, but I'm going to start here, and we're going to call it something about lurking. Yeah, I should put land in the board. Well, I will. Let's see. We'll do that. Better work. Like, it doesn't show us our sideboard anymore. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Moisten Bink. that how they spell it? Is that the line? That's what I always heard, Bink. Bint. Okay, moistened. Something else. Strange women lying around in ponds. All right. And then sleeves from Deathrite. Did you say? Not much on this one. Sorry. In fact, oh, did I already? Oh, I should have refunded you. If you want to reuse that on another day, I will reject Deathrite. I will reject any future sleeve attempts at redemption, and then you can get the next one. Oh wait, how do I? Wait. This is fine. There you go. Okay. No, we're not going to go off and do that just for this. Hi, letters. All right. Whatever. Here we go. No white yet. And really, yeah, I guess we want half and half because we have all those foxes, but we'll keep this with the brute and the well. Oh, sneaky backwards ham TV. Okie dokie. I'm going to go aggro here. We can do Witching Well Glitters later. Let's root it up and then get Bay of Wishes next turn. And then Witching Well and all that glitters on 3 is pretty dumb. You want glitters this turn? Fenner wants glitters now. I like going Fey 1/4 and then next turn glitters Witching Well. That's what I'm gonna do. Good thing too, because now we're going to go can't block, and then we'll just play the well. Yeah, well, I like glitters after we also draw out their removal. I mean, Media's calling glitters a liability, and understandably, I mean, you set yourselves up for 2-for-1s when you throw auras on stuff, and all that aura does is make the creature better. However, so my mitigation for that is to try and wait until Oppo has likely used up a lot of what's going on in their hand. We do have 4 mana currently. We do want to get to Sir Eleonora, but probably don't need the plains here. I'm going to be a little bit greedy on this front and figure we'll naturally find a 5th land at some point along the line, and if it's not even on turn 5, whatever, we draw well cards or whatever. Right on, Sharkman. Take it home. So now we get... we could try the glitters, but again, there's a high risk in going for the glitters here. I would be more inclined to just go with the So Tiny Mana up and cast the Fae after combat. I'm going to continue to be patient in the face of open mana. Although it's likely that, you know, they'll do something to... Well, it's not necessarily a counterspell. There's a lot of instant speed stuff that a blue deck can have in the format, but we're going to start with the Fae, see if we can land it. And that's fine. In fact, that was literally our 23rd card, so if we're going to get something countered, that's not bad. We were going to make them have it. I was never going to not. Now we have a So Tiny we can throw on their stuff at flash speed. Give us 1, 2, 3 instants, or enchantments or artifacts, and then this becomes a 4th, and we would have a 5/5 Ginger Brute. Is that even good against blue? Like, that's the thing. And that's where meta is coming from on... This is a high-risk card, even when it's doing work. What do we want to shrink? Probably just the Vantress Paladin. Although this could get there even bigger eventually. So I'm going to let this happen. And tiny up the Paladin. Charmed Sleep. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, we put this in our deck. What am I going to do? Not play it? I think we just have to throw this on the Ginger Brute and hope the plan works. And if it doesn't, hope that we can reload with Witching Well and Sleep. Because if I'm not willing to put this on here right now, I shouldn't have this in my deck, right? We just have to accept the high variance nature of the strategy or that we've chosen, or of this card we've chosen. At least it has the upside to justify it. Cross your fingers, but, you know, we're also prepared. We have accepted these risks, and we're ready for the pain. Ready for the pain. Just so. Although, hey, at least this stays on the battlefield, and works for our other All That Glitters. Oh, wait, we don't have any other. Yeah, you would have let him chump. My feeling, Fenor says I would have let them chump if they wanted and leave up bread sack for marginal value. I went with unblockable because if they couldn't answer it, I felt like we were on... Let's say we were lucky and they didn't actually have an answer to that souped up Ginger Brute. Then I just want to give them 3 turns to solve it or else we win, right? So that was my thinking. I didn't want to give them a chance to chump because if they didn't have the answer, keep that clock short. Of course, they had the answer. We got a lot of answers, though, too. And Eleonora, not one of them, though. I think we need to go... we're at 16. We could even take a turn to cash in the well. I'm going to cash in the well here and then just play a follow-up land, I think. Although, I guess I'm going to do that. I should wait. Like, there's... What 1-drops do we have? Giant Killer, but I don't think we'd run it out there. Witching Well. We could save room for another Witching Well, I suppose. Yeah, we could put Sir Eleonora down. She's not much of a presence here. Yeah, Eleanor does draw one anyway. Okay, I was trying to figure out how to get more cards than her, but 1 is fine. It's just that, you know, I was hesitant because playing a ground creature doesn't stop anything, right? So, in terms of cards seen, we are worse off with Eleonora than cashing in the well. And she doesn't block the flyers, so. I'm not sure what my most rares and mythics ever drafted. Probably in Q. I'm kidding. Of course, that's not what you mean. But yeah, looks like Eleanor did something. It brought out Oppo's removal. I'll take it. We'll go with Arcanist Owl here, and then Giant Killer, and then next turn we have Sleep, tap something. And we have a blocker in the air. That's nice, too. Trapped in the tower. I'll go with the removal over the extra card draw. And looks like they don't have anything big. I'm going to go ahead and just play the Giant Killer. That's true. Sorry, I was thinking that as pacifism, and it's not that good yet. They probably have something that doesn't fly, though. I still like, yeah, I don't know, you can call it a punt if you want, but I feel like even if I had thought through that this doesn't get any of these immediately, I still probably take it over more card draw. I don't think we have time for taking another well and cashing it in. So if you want to punt me for not thinking through the fact that the tower doesn't work on the current crop of flyers, that's fine. But if I had thought it through, I would have landed on the same play. Just so. Wow, why would they do that? Did they read this card? My win rate is in the... Well, I haven't... I'm behind on my math in this format, but historically I've been in the high 60s. And this is interesting because we could Giant Killer to start the tapping, but we can also just play the island and charm something to sleep. You know, get this Sprite tapped down right now. Also, argument that we don't need to do any of it, that Arcanist Owl is holding off this team right now, and that's fine. I think I'm going to go with that concept here and just drop a land and actually play the killer. Well, if they play I mean, that's one of the reasons I did is we have a Charm Sleep. Like, I mean, even if they play a 4-power flyer, we're pretty good. Not 4-power, but pretty powerful. Worthy of the Charm Sleep, at least. Sure enough. Have to charm that to sleep instead and have the owl for the paladin. Wow, what does this do? Is this one of those spots that helps them more than us? Let's see. Non-Archon creatures have a base power and toughness 3/3. When create... I think this turn we charm and tap, and then we see about Archon next turn, perhaps. Yeah, these get better with the Archon, of course. I don't want this... I mean, this changes power and toughness, but I don't want this activated ability getting us. I don't know. We're not ahead. Let's see. Yeah, we're behind on mana. I wanted this tap ability gone too. Maybe that wasn't important enough to do that for, but that was what I was thinking. Cash in the well or play the Archon. And here we are with the Archon not being amazing, right? It's good but risky. They're down to one card. I can attack first and then drop Archon. Or I'm going to attack with the Owl. And let's see. Do we care? If they... Yeah, actually I would, because if they want to combo to block, that actually makes our Archon better. So I'm going to actually attack with the Owl and cross fingers that they double block. We would love a double block. And I think with a Tapper... Ganwar's worried about Archon. Yeah, I think we have to play it and then just hope they don't punish us for it. But crossing fingers, we could get punished for sure. Room, interesting, yes. So we can 5, 6, 7. Broom is 5. Sack well means we can't get the trigger off the broom. But broom is still good here. Can't sack the brood. It requires tapping, y'all. And now I'm going to hold. And we'll use tapping, possibly cash in the well, hoping to cash in the well when we can get broom value. We're at an impasse, but I think we have the advantage. If they play anything on the ground, we can trap it, which they know. And then we can... I didn't tap ahead of combat because I wanted them to attack, so they didn't. And I'm just going to tap biggest stuff in the air. I'm going to play this. Archon. You like the swinging plan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's tap the 2/4 and crash, right? What are you going to do about that? I mean, this is just mega lethal-ish. So we send 5. They have... Yeah. They had cards in hand, right? Yeah, they had a card in hand, so I was thinking about what it could be. Much grindier deck than our first one, but we got there. Or it was in that game. This deck has the capability to explode to a quick win. Yeah, downside cards are like that. I mean, Fenner says people are just afraid of helping Oppos a bit and ignoring how much more it helps us. Not ignoring, but it's also nerve-wracking because you also know sometimes if, like, I've played that Archon and had it backfire spectacularly on me, so it's just nerve-wracking that way. But I'm going to save the Giant Killer as possible future removal here and go ahead and lead on Witching Well into Flutterfox. Scry. We've got 3 lands. We want more. We've got it trapped already. I'm going to keep the So Tiny and ditch the trapped. Hey, John. Thank you. Well, I was going to play the Flutterfox out. They don't have food yet. I guess if they make food and sack it to make it the Flutterfox block, we'd be okay with that anyway, so I'm just going to do it. I wasn't comfortable with both on top because I do want to find a 4th land, Tron. I was willing to give up 1 draw towards a 4th land for the So Tiny, or maybe I should have kept the trapped knowing green. Like, I guess against green, maybe I should have kept the other trapped. But I did want to only stop the land flow for 1 card. Knowingly stop it, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I was trying to say, though, Fenner was talking about how people maybe are down on Archon because it helps Oppo. And that is why you see a lot of what we call all upside mechanics. There was a time in Magic where, you know, your lords would, you know, your goblin lord says all goblins get +1/+1. That even includes your opponent's goblins, right? That's how Magic was at the beginning, and over the years, R&D figured out that players just like it a lot more when you are giving them upside. You know, so more and more R&D has tried to work towards upside type answers. Oh, and also you get this. There is something to be said for their interestingness. In Media, it's not like they don't do it at all, but I think players are generally happier that their elf lord only helps their elves, and it also makes sense flavorfully, right? Why would my elf lord why would my elf general help your elves just because your elves too? You like trapping the rider, huh? I kind of want to animate. Animate. Animating on 3 is why we wanted these wells in here. Yeah, and mirrored effects, balanced effects, like, and of course balance being one of the all-timers. The irony of balance is that the whole point of it is you cast it in an unbalanced way. Yes, animating a weapon rack makes an 8/8. Yeah, until you figure out how to break the symmetry. Sorry, Oppo. We got there anyway. Although maybe I'll just play this fairy and we'll wait till we get another land. Well, we need an island specifically to go well animate. So maybe we just go well trap here. Ooh, there's one land. I need... well, obviously we want islands a little more than plains, but I'll take the single plane for the owl to get this hand fully unlocked. Oppo stuck on mana 2. See if they come up with number 4. No. I'm going to leave that meme untriggered. We'll say I did it for the food already. Trail of Crumbs is spectacular. Love that card a lot. Here, though... Owl or just animate? We can, if we animate, we don't have any other play, though. I'm gonna go with Owl. Witching Well or Ginger Brute in this situation?
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Alright, back, alright. I think Witching Well is more important than, Ginger Brute here. Foil King likes the Brute. I'd rather just go quantity. See? Easy peasy. Clearly, taking the well was correct there. No well for us yet, but we're going to keep on the strength of the mix of colors and bombs and removal and etc. We'll just find a well off the top, no problem. Mantle of Tides, that's one of the cards we considered running in this deck to do things like animating it or whatever, but felt like we had other better options. Question is, if we just run out this, yes, we are staring at the question, and I think the answer is yes. Sadly, we have no artifact to animate, but we are going to play a Windrake and not be salty that we didn't get our animation target. Probably this ends up, maybe this ends up eating a bullet here anyway. Just the Vandal. I'll give you this one because it's a Vandal.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
All right. This isn't the worst, although our Trapped in the Towers have been bad so far. A little spooky to attack. Oh, I'm not gonna attack with this. I'll attack with the Ginger Brute though. I mean, when they don't enchant it, although now they've given us the... Okay, that's great, really. I'll take it. I mean, I get it. With this, you gotta smoke them if you got them, and it's really a free counter, right? I would have done it in their shoes as well, but of all the things we could get countered with that, that's the Ginger Brute's not the worst. All right, Eleonora. Hopefully you resolve and help us out. Well, I had only one blue up, so we were looking at the counter, the uncommon counter a blue spell. I don't love that, but if they don't kill our fairy, it's not the worst. Let's see if they manage to kill the fairy somehow. Some sack something. All right, got our fairy back. Oh, excellent. So now we got this Archon around the corner, but for now we are going to attack and then, well, yeah, attack. I'll even offer fairy for sprite. Actually, do we care? Let's see. We want Archon now, but so Eleonora gets become an 8 something, right? Because she gets huge. Because base power becomes 3/3. Yeah, all right, I'm in for that. No. She'll get 7/7, right? She's got a base of printed card is the 4 will be the X is 0, so it's like 7/3. Yeah, still trades. Only gains power. That's fair. So she becomes 6/3 or whatever. But then the next turn we have 2 extra 3/3s to attack with. Is the thing. So again, with Fenor's lesson, yes. There's reason. Oh wait, so it didn't work. Whoever said it was gonna be 3/3 was correct. That just didn't work the way I thought. I guess does that mean that stars override base? I didn't attack first because I thought we were gonna get an Eleonora that was big enough. I'm gonna send both though. No worries. They can make their trade, and we have a much better board than them. Stars are base, fair enough. So it just replaced the star. It didn't plus the star. Well, 25 years later, I'm still learning how to play Magic, that's for sure. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which is lethal, so we just tap it down and win. Rocking along with a much better deck against in a much worse queue, and I'm not being disrespectful. I just mean we are in gold as opposed to diamond where we played our first match, and we're seeing the difference. All right. Yeah, I haven't read the announcement yet, and I was going to do it live with you all, but based on what you're talking about, it sounds like they're making a booster for collecting a set's cards that's not meant for drafting. Is that a fair summary? I think we keep here. Enough going on here. Foxy, and then we can trap that in a tower. That'd be a good trap target. Ugh. Too much land. But 6 is not too much overall. If we can draw some action here, that would be nice. I'm going to start with an attack. I don't know if is there untap. I guess there's yeah, I'm going to trap it in the tower before I attack because there's the squire. Squire can untap. Well, it makes total sense to me because, you know, remember when I was on the MTGA team, we were talking about booster distribution, and 15 cards in a booster is incorrect. It is incorrect for selling your game to new players, for selling your game to even experienced players. It creates, I mean, there's so many commons out there that there's too many commons in the world, first of all, and it's too much information for a new mind to process. So that's why prize boosters and store boosters on Arena don't have 15 cards, because it's simply not correct if you are not drafting. We could run away together, but it doesn't use all of our mana. I'm just going to owl. Find something with the owl that allows us to run away together. Heck, run away the owl next turn, and then I'm much happier. Let's redo the owl. We'll take a Witching Well. With all this mana, we want some card draw. At the time, there were 8-card boosters. They were just one of the options they were exploring and using. But it even shows, yeah, even at the time, even then, they knew that 15 maybe not quite right all the time. So it's a bit of a race here, but between Witching Well, we get to really dump our hand, so I'm going to keep swinging. And probably put Sorcerer's Broom on the Resolute Rider, get them to invest a bunch of mana in that, and then we'll do the run away together trick. There's our Archon again. Let's pitch this land and keep that. Oop, almost ended my turn before doing this. Rankle? Oh no. Interesting. They don't have Indestructible up for the Resolute Rider. I think we should probably just try and trade for that. And then we can run away together the owl and rankle or something. It's great, all things considered. And we can also just Archon now and then Owl the turn after that. Owl might find us more removal. So I like Archon into Owl for removal. If they want to take out the Archon, if they can take out the Archon, that's fine. The thing is, if they can't, we have an amazing turn next turn because we are likely to be able. We have a lot of enchantment-based removal, so Owl has a good shot at finding us removal right here. Although obviously, not playing the Rankle is suggestive of something. I guess they're just going to make 3/3s with Castle Ardenvale because that was what I was saying is. Was good. One of the reasons I wanted an Ardenvale that we passed in this deck. Yeah, it could be Bake, but we are going to... I'm going to Owl first. See what we find. So tiny, perfect. Because now if they come up with something somehow on blocks, we're ready for that. And that was enough, apparently. All right, this deck is cruising right now. It's had a couple of struggles to find exactly the right path, but we've come up with a win every time. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. If you made it here from a raid way long ago, like if you're here from the Loading Ready Run raid from a couple hours ago and you haven't followed yet, how about a follow? Maybe you'll come back next time. If you're still here, you must be having some kind of fun. So maybe you want to come back again later. You better hit that follow, right? Love to have you back. Hey, this is our first pick. Like, the deck, this is what we built around and haven't seen her yet, so excited about that. Nice scry. Ooh, we're going to keep the broom on top, but ditch the second well. I like that we have a broom represents a 2-drop. Ooh. What do we get? Now maybe we play Emery. The broom, let's see. I gotta make sure I read Emery right. Yeah, okay, so we'll just play Emery and try to get Emery going. Why broom over Emery? Because we're early in a game. I don't like to put my best stuff out, expose it to early cards from my opponent. I want to give them an opportunity to kill the broom, and then when they do, we can get it back with Emery, which seems a lot better than running out Emery, having her killed, and then being like, oh well, I guess that part of our plan is dead. That being said, without an alternative, I am still going to do it. If I have an alternative, I would like to. Well. So, I guess we use Emery to recast one of our artifacts. Which one are we getting? I guess we get the broom. One of our artifacts is literally our only artifact. I saw Animating Fairy was thinking in terms of artifacts. Yeah, let's play our broom. I'm gonna play a Plains so we don't give away our lack of a so tiny. Bean of Ice, no biggie. Emery can take a couple turns off, and we can do some other stuff. Starting possibly with, well, we can here go, we could just do the granted if we wanted to go get something, like our draw spell. We can get the draw 3. What do you think of that? We can just actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. Heck. Let's grant for a card. Look at all this stuff we can get. Oh my. Mantle. Million ops and outflank. Let's just go for the vision, though. Mega cartage in the future. Charming Sleep. And we can actually cash in the well and cast it, though. Yeah, Shade Jump, I just picked it kind of quickly. I suppose we have plenty of cards, but that's what I did. Now I think I like Charm Sleep Attack, or... Yeah, if we can wait on the well, even getting some Unexplained Vision, like when we get to a point where we get room tokens on the well, the thing is we get to recast it, so we can just do that later. I'm going to cash in the well and then recast it. All right, maybe I shouldn't have gotten card draw on my Bay of Wishes. I like the scry here because I want to find a land. I think we can even keep the fox. I'm happy to keep a flow of things coming. But I do want that land. That doesn't seem like a big deal to me. Glad that that got out of the way before we dropped like an Archon. Well, they're on Secret Keeper. We got to get some aggro going here, right? So probably going to drop Archon into the no mana. All right, let's play that. The only we could do Archon now if we can like get small. Like we could also do Emery, Fae, and we do Emery, Fae, and Charmed Sleep, which we can do all of here. We can do Archon next turn and turn the Emery and the Fae into 3/3s. Well, Fenor, it's not that I'm dodging it because I'm worried. I'm actually wondering if it's just better for us to front load other creatures and then do the Archon. Of course, we do get 1/1s that are also going to provide that role. The thing, the line I was talking about lets us free spell, which seems pretty good. So that's what I was thinking about there, but we can do that all next turn too. So yeah, let's go ahead and resolve the Archon while the shields are down. Against heavy blue, we want to make sure we get this landed. I mean, they probably will sleep it or whatever, but we still got a creature advantage. Well, it's somewhat the same, Fenor, because in my line, we also tap the Secret Keeper. So we also clear a blocker. One fewer creature, but one additional opponent creature nullified. But again, we can do that next turn too. We can just go Emery, Witching Well, Charm Sleep, or Trapped, or whatever next turn. In fact, we can find another removal spell or something. All right, a lot of mana open. I think we have to start with... let's start with Emery, because if they got a counter, they're going to counter Emery. And actually, Emery's not super important to us anymore. Jack Dragon likes us offering the trade last turn. I guess I didn't want to give up on the Broom yet. In the face of the Emery combo, but I guess it would have been fine because then we die and the Emery combo is getting it back anyway. Yeah, we could have offered that. That wouldn't have been bad. You're right. I think I like I like Jack's line of attacking with the broom last turn. We don't care if that died. Yeah, that's true. Emery has a cost there. But I think now we go Charm Sleep and we get to drop Flutterfox. They got to have a lot of stuff here. And Emery is a 3/3, so like you can say, you know, it did get us closer to mill death, but it does give us a real body on board for one single mana. Kind of like that. Yeah, the food might be the real problem here, because I like our aggro. This is a lot for them to deal with. But if they can get us like maybe they have multiple Secret Keepers, we could just be dead right now if they have the goods. Yeah, I took some risk with the Emery Mill. You're all right with that. But, like, again, a 3/3 for 1, not the worst for us, and we could end up winning here. Between the double trapped, I think we have it, really. Oh, except for that. Oh, that was really good for Oppo. Really good. Quite incredible. I think we are still in decent shape, though. Let me see what we can do. We've got 7 total mana. I'm just going to throw this out now. 7 mana. 4 belongs to the towers. That gives us 3 left over. We can't really do anything with that. But maybe we just win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're going to go tower, tower, fox, and hope, right? They go to 1, and then they might be able to mill us out. So maybe looks like playing Emery was maybe the bad choice for me here. If we lose, it's probably because I did that. But we're going to make him have it. Oops, that's not what I meant. They're going to do this. I cast the wrong one there, that's all. I saw my 2 mana white spell and cast it. All right, I really don't like our chances at 6 cards against a Witching Well, 4 cards, and Natural Draw. But we'll try. See where we go. See if we can get there. I guess we can Witching Well. It doesn't change anything. Maybe if I like what I see, I'm gonna put it. I maybe want Arcus and Owl like this. I'm expecting to get milled, so yeah. But if we have to, Owl might not be. I'm gonna put the Owl on the bottom, expecting to get milled. Yeah, we don't want to get didn't say please milled. Two cards is not 0 cards. 2 cards is not 0 cards. Let's see. We look like we got it. No casting. No casting. I thought a top deck could matter if we Arcanist into some piece of removal. True. That's what I was, or Fenor. That's what I was thinking about. They have food, but we've got 7 points of air power that his food is not enough for. And just making sure we're not... Yeah, whatever. Here we go. Yeah, it could be runaway together. We might not be winning this, but we got to make him have it, right? I still said we could be dead here. Didn't say... Yeah, this is runaway together or we win. So tiny. That also means we don't win. All right, they get it. Good work. Good work, Oppo. punished for my hubris. We're fine. They have food. Oh, I guess they have 2 unblocked, though. We still okay. Still okay. Sorry. I thought we were all blocked on the ground. Thought we were all blocked on the ground. It looks like we got there. Yeah, I thought we only had 3 damage. Sorry. Sorry for suggesting we weren't good. We were. Never punished. Even when I think I'm going to lose, I win. Still, in retrospect, think it was correct to not play that Emery there. I was somehow trying to draw them out with the fallback that, hey, it was a 3-3 for 1, but it was put us too close to milling there to be correct. All right, though, we have, hey, we're an official prophet. Let's celebrate. Hey, Clickums. Yeah, I actually thought you had us. Good game. That was a great game. You made some excellent plays. I made some questionable ones. The big regret we had was when I replayed the Emery and helped you with the milling. It did put a 3-3 on board, but it put us too close to deck. So I think that was a mistake, but I got lucky and you couldn't quite punish us for it. Well, yuck. Throw me 1 island here, and I'm pretty fond of this hand. As it is, we're going to have an uncomfortable keep, but I am going to keep it. We have Flutterfox into Broom. Am I going to keep it? We don't have to keep it. Just feels like hard to throw this back when it does have early action. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Fox on 2 into Broom on 3 is a good enough start to not throw this back. All right, found some blue. So I'm going to drop a Broom and fly over. And then we can go grant something on 4 even. Maybe, is there an artifact in our sideboard we could go get to animate? Flipperoo, clipping my dad jokes. Good, good. Dad jokes must be clipped. Mantle, yeah? Yeah, all right. You get the mantle. I'm going to send in, if they... Actually, so Tiny doesn't create... Tiny doesn't win combat, so maybe I leave the Broom back. I'm going to send in the Fox, though, and then we can figure it out. I think we're gonna grant. I'm being a little greedy with the Broom. I think we can get some value out of it in the longer game here. Anyway, I'm going to start here. But if we did trade, yeah, you're right. That wouldn't be the worst. So there's the Mantle that we could animate, or we could just get Unexplained for some extra card draw. Did it let us get land? No, I even put land in my sideboard, but it didn't work. Because it didn't work. There's no sideboard to put it in. Outflank. We'd have to show them. But you're right, it's not bad here. I'm in for outflank. Slips nicely into the curve. The Mantle plan also would have been fine. Making a 4/4 on the ground would have been pretty good. But I think just 1-for-1ing with a 1-mana spell is also pretty good. Lesai. Okay. Maybe I should have traded Broom off there. That was my bad. Although we do kind of want the creature count for the outflank, but here we can get Fairy. You can do Fae plus outflank, or Archon says. I mean, getting the Fairy out seems important because it blocks it. Although we can just play this 1/4 and block forever with the 1/4. Can't have Fae plus Tiny. We only have the one blue, but I do like Fae plus outflank here. And I'm going to keep everything back. We could have some blocking to do here. Fenrir says swing both. I am at 10 life and feeling less frisky than Fenrir, apparently. Really, I think I should have traded off the Broom by now. And if I could go back to last turn, I still liked not trading off the Broom immediately, but I wish I had blocked the Shepherd with the Broom last turn. I might block with it. I mean, it depends on what they do. There's no gear. Like, if they don't actually pump the Raiders, I would happily throw the Flutterfox in front of the Raiders, for example. If they kill our Sorcerer's Broom and swing, I'm going to be happy to have Fox on Shepherd and Fae on Archon. So that's really where my caution is. It's in the face of possible removal. So they know about our outflank. They don't know about our So Tiny. Unfortunately, we have to really take this moment to Witching Well here so that we can really scry to find the other blue. So I'm gonna scry and look for an island and keep up the outflank. There's our island. There's another Witching Well. Do we want that? I don't know if we have enough time, given the forces that Oppo is marshaling, to do another Witching Well. I think I'm going to bin that one and just keep the island. But I'm going to keep playing lands. We do have cards we're drawing. And same thing, this is just getting worse and worse, really, in terms of a blocking situation for us. So I want to keep everything back, try to stay alive while we try to turn the corner through getting some animated beef in the Witching Well and some removal going. I'm going to animate the first well. I don't think we really have time right now to worry about spending 4 mana to draw cards. Physics is the first thing. Is the thing, physics, because if we get to a place where we wish we had our second well to cash in for cards, I should be fist pumping that we turned the corner, stabilized, and have extended the game. Okay. Now we get that, and they know about our animating fairy. So if we don't cast it because we want the So Tiny up, we're just really telegraphing. So I'm going to go ahead and play the fairy, and then we still have outflank. I can also start holding lands now to eventually bounce the Fae back and grant another wish. Guide Mother. Oppo, we'll worry about how to block once Oppo is settled on an attack. So much better than all bots, for sure. I mean, I could outflank in response, but outflank should work regardless. So I'm going to let both of these happen. And then consider blocks. Could even do flying trample. The trample is a concern here. So I kind of like this outflank the raiders. Still leaves us with a Fae that can block the Archon. So Tiny can surprise them in the future. We could get blown out if they have removal up here. If they have any pump, I mean, it doesn't. I guess we could outflank the big one for less trample damage. It didn't matter without the trample. It doesn't matter. But with the trample, I suppose that's right to do it that way instead. It's a little riskier because I don't know if there's +2/+2. Outflank doesn't kill the raiders, but +2/+2 does kill this raiders. So that's one thing I was thinking about. Yeah, we could also do it that way. I suppose if we're committing to this attack, we should do it this way. Right? Oh no, then we lose our Fae that successfully blocks the other. Go like this. And this. That was close. Holding the land, as I said, and we'll hold the so tiny. Although, let's see, 5, 6, 7. Witching Well cashes in for 4. If we had 8, out, we would be able to cash in, make a broom, and so tiny. So actually, I'm going to undo what I just said, and I'm going to play the land so that we have that possibility. Three cards. Oh, just one. Yeah, we're there. So tiny is very far away from doing the -6/-0 thing. Sir All In is pretty darn good. Maybe we have to cash this Witching Well in to find help here. This is starting to slip away from us, and the Witching Well is no longer going to be good enough, even as a 4/4. Like, we need to get wider. So I'm going to trade a 4/4 for a 2/1 and some cards, basically. Giant Killer. Fantastic. That's the kind of card I want to see. Oh, you throw us so tiny on something while our mana is available, but it's not like we're going to be short on mana to cast us so tiny, so we're going to keep it hidden. Let's start with a look at what's coming up. They're animating fairy, sure. And this is an instant. There's not like instant speed. Is there instant speed indestructible or something I need to worry about in white? Can't remember, but I like going with the fox now, though. Foil King says kill all. Yeah, I guess the bottom line is we don't want to let this thing attack anyway, so we might as well do it now. I mean, I can't think of anything that would actually save it in red-white in the format, but the point is, you're only waiting to maybe get him from doing something in combat or whatever, and they're just not going to do that. And like Shepherd, yeah, Shepherd, they could have another Shepherd. Fair enough. Another Shepherd is reason enough. Also, we can then cast our 1/1 now, too. That's not something I didn't see anybody said, but actually just getting to cast our tapper is nice, too. Scrapping. We're scrapping. So this thing can become a 3/4 double striker. We have the So Tiny to make that a 1/4 double striker. So if we can put 4 power and a bunch of 2, like, we can do Fox, and I think I like just putting everything on it and trying to kill it. Or we can just Tiny it. Well, I'm going to start with a Tiny. Oh, no, actually, we don't want to do that yet, because we got to get him to sink mana. So let's go Fae. And we will give up the Fox here and one of these tokens here. And then that's not enough to kill. So we need to do all the tokens. We need to do it like this. And then we get there. They could get our brooms here, but that's okay too. If they go broom, 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 and we put the So Tiny on the knight, they're still going to get each of the brooms, but that's okay. Boulder Rush would also suck badly, but I mean, can we play around it? Looks like it did leave him a red, which is nerve-wracking. But it is what it is. Make him have it. They did, in fact, have a red spell left over, but not one that was too bad for us. Here we're going to animate the well, get more defense on the ground, and we get to cast the fairy and still have Giant Killer tap, so that's nice. Still can't really attack, though. 22 to their 23. So I look ahead to what if this comes to decking. Griffin, okay. I'm happy with any attacks from them, so I'm not going to tap anything with a killer now. Let's see what they want to do first attack-wise, if anything. Can't tap the pro-white Archon, unfortunately. All that glitters. Not actually huge here, but we do have 1/2, so it's a +2/+2 at the moment. And if we put that on a blue flyer, we could potentially start getting in there. Well, there's 2 fairies. Which one do you like? We make ourselves a 3/6 or a 3/7? 3/6. 3/6 or a 4/4? Probably 3/6, right? I mean, against red, we just want to have higher toughness. Yeah, 3/6 plays around Barrage. Let's do that. Well, we're doing okay this time, Haj. You missed our first draft, which went terribly, which is why there was time for a second here. Dance of the Mance would be funny. Cashing in the well means giving up a point of power on the Fae and giving up some ground defense. I'm going to stay down with the 4/4. And yeah, we did commit effectively to not using Granted again, but we'll hold. What would your attack be if you were Oppo? Maybe I should start tapping something down here. So let's cut down the big flyer then. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to tap. I mean, I guess we can block here, but yeah, maybe I'm supposed to be tapping this. They wouldn't have attacked with that. Four, 3. I mean, we have the Fae blocked, ostensibly. You even go Fae plus something and try to take it out that way, or just put the Witching Well on it. Let's go ahead and offer this trade, and if they take it, if they do something to make this unacceptable, we get to cash it in for cards. Yeah, it's tough to give up these cards, but I like trading. Wow, we're just facing like the same cards today. We faced that earlier. We milled it, but well, let's see what Eleanor has to save us with. That doesn't look good. I think this one is slipping away from us, gang, but we're doing nice on the event here at least. Yeah, I don't know what buying back the Fae gets us is the problem. Oh, because of Eleonora, sure. I guess I'm trying to find card draw and doing my bad habits. I think what you're seeing is that I've already given this game up. I think that's what you're really seeing. But they're not attacking all, so I'm going to keep blocking. And yeah, we'll sacrifice Eleonora to the red cap. Kind of expected here. My sloppiness here at the tail end of this game is really reflective of my feelings about our chances in it, if anything. And I'm going to say they have got it, especially with the tapper. So, good job, Oppo. Nice deck. Take our first loss. Give me one quick sec for a bio break, and I'll be back to finish this, okay? We'll see if we can get to 7. Hang in. I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting. I am back. Trying to get this deck to 7. Our first loss just now. Trying to make somebody else pay for that. Oh, that's right. I'm looking back at chat. They couldn't have used our tapper, but nonetheless, without our not like the tapper was the difference between winning and losing there. But yes, they couldn't use the tapper. Another not exactly what we wanted to see, but I can't quite give it up. Type opener, Flutterfox into Flutterfox with our Archon in hand seems too good to me. Find us some blue and turn on this hand. Yeah, you can call it our main color, but if you look at our first two, like, you know, our 1 and 2, it's not even our main color, right? That, of course, worst draw on our deck, but so be it. That's what I do, Tron. Whenever my family entirely leaves the house, like I'm the only one home, I just clean it. I just clean it top to bottom. Well, we have an Archon, but I'm in for the trade here. Haven't found our blue yet, but you're seeing why I kept anyway. I mean, even though we didn't have blue, we still have things to do here in the early game. We have multiple turns to try and get there on colors. That thing is tower bound, and we found our blue. Let's see. We can go... We could go wish up something. But I think in this case we just trap the Witch Stalker and maybe even just play the Fae for no extra value now and do it later. Although a 1/4 flyer in this situation, not that big a deal. I think we hold it and go for it granted. Is there any project you have that you're like you've been really excited about that you could turn back towards somehow? Man, they bugs me that they haven't fixed this. That in limited, right now I would love to wish for an island. I can't. I seriously would go wish for an island if I could. As it is, it's just not part of how that card works on this system. So, talking about casting the Granted, but of course we could just cast Flutterfox and Animated Fairy for no value. Besides the air dude. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 2 spell. We got 6 points of flying. It's kind of like a dragon split up a bunch of different creatures, but if they don't have a flyer blocker, it may as well be a big dragon. Of course, they are in green, which has reach, and blue, which has flyers of their own, so I'm not expecting the airways to stay clear forever. But we'll get in while we can. Find Archon, smash for 9. That seems good too. We don't let him have cards. Yeah, if we double block, we lose both. I'm not going to do that. We just give him a card. We're trying to race them out here anyway, so hopefully shoving cards down their throat isn't actually that bad for us. It's more card quality, like that they get more cards to choose from, rather than that we're going to get buried in card advantage, because plan A here is just to take them down with Archon before they can establish themselves with these cards that they are drawing. That thing seems fine to me. I mean, our big problem here is that we didn't draw a land, which I would have gotten with the granted. Annoying. As it is, I'm going to two. Oh, I said I was going to two spell. But we can't. So I'm going to go one spell again and still hold on, hope that the Archon gets us there. Because Archon isn't so good. I mean, I'm just sad that we don't have a 6th land, that's all. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, right. It is pretty good against Archon, but I think if we're just going to hope to play this and be attacking for 12, so... And again, this doesn't matter at all if we can... Oh, it matters a little, because we only have 12, we don't have 13, and this effectively gives them 13. But we should eat, definitely eat a boar before the Archon hits and reduce one of their 3/3s, right? So it's giving them some food, but there's a reason for it. They only get the 1. Well, they get 1 from here, 1 from here. So they're drawing a lot of cards, but again, we're trying to make that moot the best we can. We need some action. I need a land, though. Action isn't, like, by action, I meant land in this case, but... Charmed Sleep. Okay. Can't play it yet. Kind of worst draw in our deck. Like, double blue cards, worst draw in our deck. Now we're going to have to just drop a Fae. Or is there... Oh, there's an outflank. We could go get an outflank. Just go get outflank. Yeah, I think we just try to get him in a couple turns here with the outflank, and I'll start with an attack. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the attack without any extra help. And then, of course, we have flank for the adversary. Big attacks. I'm just going to go for the outflank right now. They know we have it, so whatever they've got to stop it, they have or they don't. Appetite for +5 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, if they had appetite, they could have gotten us there. If we'd done that math, we would have done the same thing, because I guess we could have waited for them to try to go for the win in that spot. But the trouble is we were telegraphed. They knew we had it, so they weren't going to do anything that would allow us to respond to do that. Okay, well, now hopefully we just got it as hoped, right? Do this, we attack for 12, and then 6 isn't even enough. We got big piggies, but we've got big fae and foxes. There was also one of those in Guilds of Ravnica. I think white dealing 2 damage to an attacker or blocker is a pretty common spell. So yeah, I think there's Slash of Talons and some other stuff that does similar things. Tron. Make him. Nice! So no matter how they sliced it, we got the win. They get to choose how to lose. Eating food or casting that spell. Alright, nice. One more. We still have a foul to give, too. Boom. Well, we all like this deck a lot, so I'm glad it's doing well. Even if we lose this one, it had a nice showing today. Even if we lose the next 2, I should say. But this looks great. We have Fox into potentially trap, potentially run away together, but any land gives us Owl on 4. Trail of Crumbs is fantastic. Not surprised to see it at all in a powerful deck, or another presumably something near 6/1 deck. We don't have anything to do this turn unless we play Fae of Wishes as a 1/4 flyer. Are we willing to do that, or do we just want to wish for something, do something granted later? With the food and the attrition, I doubt we're just going to get there on aggro. So I'm actually going to play the land, pass, and save Fae of Wishes as a granted, because I just don't think a 1/4 flyer does enough for us on this board right now. Whereas in a few turns, we may be happy to have this as what we're doing with our 6th or 7th turn. We're under 0 pressure, and I'm not expecting it. Like, they're playing the control game. They're playing the you're going to have to work hard to beat me by starting with the life gain and the card in the Trail of Crumbs, you know? And now we get to Owl and Fly. Maybe find something else to do. Another Owl, yeah, we'll take that. Owl into Owl seems a bit of all right. Seems constructed worthy. No second color from Oppo yet. Is this a mono green deck? There certainly are very good mono decks in this limited format. A lot of rewards for being heavy in one color, and some of them are good enough that it's worth it to, to have to be 100% one color. Let's go. Yeah, I'm just going to do another Owl. We don't have Outflank. We do have wells that we can find, though. Like, Giant Killer, Ginger Brute, So Tiny, Witching Well. We're much more likely to find a well we want to cast, so I'm going to leave the blue up. Doing this pre-combat in case it informs us somehow. I don't think it probably will, but let's see. Do we want what do we have for broom shenanigans? Nothing to sack right now, so I'm gonna skip broom shenanigans and go for the removal. Yeah, what's green's fight card? It's the 4 mana, add a counter, punch. Yeah, outmuscle. There we go. I guess I really don't like running these types of cards in best of one, but Oppo maybe decided that that is their weak spot. The time I like running this kind of thing is if you're like, well, this deck is bonkers, except I lose to flyers. In that case, in best of one, you got to do what you got to do to protect against the threat you can't handle. But in general, I try to avoid the narrow removal spells when possible. I don't know why they want this thing to die. You may know what. Am I missing something? Alright. I don't know why they wanted that to die, but we're gonna go Eleonora here. But Keeper Eleonora would be a 6/4, and that would threaten to trade, but I'd rather. Well, let's see. If we have, as long as we have Runaway together, 6 mana. I don't know why they attacked. Maybe it was a misclick. Yeah, we can trap it in the tower and wish. That's what I'm trying to do. Find the 2-spell turn that I want to do, and I think Jack has found it, and Timnos and anybody else who saw that. We're gonna go trapped and then granted after. Of course, the trouble with trapping a keeper is that it still does its thing for other creatures, but it's good to stop it. Granted and run, also interesting. I like just granted and the removal, though. That's fine. And here, I think if we just go for card draw against this type of deck, it's going to be hard for us to lose. So I think Unexplained Vision is where we want to be, even though we don't have the blue yet. Surion didn't say please. That was probably the other one that we could have gotten. Trouble is they see what we get. So when you get counter magic with the granted, it's a little worse because they know it's coming. But in this case, the reason it was suggested is that if we can just untap with a didn't say please and this going on, we're probably going to win. And here's why. You know, if we had DSP, we could stop that, for example. I'm not unhappy, though. I like where we're at in general. And we can use Runaway together if they try to do a fight. We can bounce it. Of course, it gives them more food, but, you know, it's a play we have. And 6 mana, although we can't play it if we place her Eleonora, because that's 2. So I'm going to go 7 mana. We get to go Unexplained Vision and Runaway together. Charm Sleep, also good on the wolf. Yes. Could also go Unexplained Vision, just Fae of Wishes is another way to approach this. I'm going to start here, though, and start with an attack. Oh, Wicked Wolf doesn't make food. Good, thank you. I was thinking of the other one. The wolf we already killed. It is a fight. So what we can do is maybe they'll fight with the Flutterfox or something. Well, Vision's a sorcery, so if we're going to do that, we just have to do it. And I kind of like doing the Visions and holding the Runaway together. They know we have the Vision, so let's just do the thing they know we have. And then we still get to hold the runaway together. And now So Tiny also offers some options. Both interesting. So Tiny even better than Runaway Together because it should shrink it out of fight range without us having to send it back or send anything of ours back. We get to keep attacking. Yeah, they have 2 food. If we, I guess, yeah, maybe we just let him have that. Well, let's see. Let's make him do it both. Yeah, because that's the thing. There we go. They only want to go to 4-4 anyway, so we get there on it. Now we Tiny. It doesn't kill them or anything, but it leaves our very good flyer around. Not with the Trail of Crumbs play. They didn't leave themselves the mana to do that because they didn't think they would need to. They thought 4-4 was going to be fine. We're not though. Really? Oh yeah. Oh, why didn't they do that then? I don't know why. Maybe they saw it like I did, I guess. They had the I was so confident in my line, I got my opponent to believe in it. How about that? But I understand why, obviously, because I would have made the same punt as Oppo, I think. I don't know if it was digital. I think they just didn't know. They might have missed it. I did. I miss things. Anyway, no, nothing we can do to power up our stuff, so I'm going to start with an attack. And I'm going to go Fox for sure. Probably just Fox Eleonora. Let's just... Well, although... yeah, Fox Eleonora just puts so much on board. But we could also just Charm Sleep. I'm going to get creatures on board. That's fine. Fox Fae, lethal through food. Yeah, I should do that math. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just doing the math that Media did already. All right, I'm with Media's line, especially because it lets us have a runaway together to protect. This also doesn't even really get in. You know, this is just going to be blocked by the wolf anyway. Looking for permanents that matter here. But they need to find both permanents that matter and the mana to do it all. They need to eat this food and find something for the air. One of our creatures needs to die, or they need a blocker. Yeah, this is well, all the flavorful fairy tales are coming to play here. Got the Wicked Wolf. We got Goldilocks. Goldilocks ran into Hansel and Gretel on the path. Multiple trails in through the woods, you know. Here, in fact, I should probably give you another one of these by now. I guess they haven't really cast another one. It just feels like it. You can do it once upon a time. All right. That doesn't do it. I think we got this. Good line, Media. And at 20 life, we ain't blocking nothing. I guess they're going for a final draw, so maybe we could have argued to block for it, but I didn't want to lose our lethal. And we still have protection, so let them have their final draw. And we have Charm Sleep. Even if they came up with something with Reach, we can get rid of it. Well, now you get it. Yeah, Fell the Pheasant would be their dream out. But if you're running 2 Fell the Pheasants, wow. I mean, I guess that's what maybe you feel like you need to do in mono green, but hopefully you're not forced into that as a mono green player. Best of 1. Bing, 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 bing. All right, we did it, gang. Boom. Exact C's, all according to Media's plan. Huzzah! Let the profit celebrations resume. 7-1 redemption, but there you go, right? I mean, for those of you on YouTube who happened to catch the Eldraine draft before this one, this would happen right after, and, well, shows that magic is magic. Sometimes you get unlucky, sometimes you face incredible decks, and a decent deck goes 3 losses pretty quickly. But then we went into the kiddie pool, back to gold, lower down in the rankings in this side account, and had a great draft, to be honest. So, and drafts have nothing to do with rank. There's sometimes people muse about whether or not the draft pods are also being paired based on rank. And the answer is no. And really the reason is because you don't have the queue time. You cannot force people sitting around in a queue waiting for 7 other people of their exact or similar ability, right? You got to just get 8 people as fast as you can. And so we ended up drafting a much better deck in a much worse player environment, much less skilled. I don't want to be mean to anybody who's trying to get better at Magic. We all are. But playing some people who are farther down the Magic Mountain than we are. And that probably helped us out a lot, too, as we were marching to 7 wins. Just observations, just thinking about that. But really, yes, glad to come around and find a 7 win after starting off roughly on our main account. We can open these packs. I bet we have a bazillion packs all over the place. Look at this. This is what happens to my side accounts that I don't play Constructed on. Here. We'll open 30 core 21 packs as a celebration of winning Eldraine. Really? Actually, maybe they'll be here. Thank you, Cardinator. We'll talk to you later. All right, I'm not going to open these individually, though. Okay, YouTube, thank you for hanging out for that one. That was fun. Always fun to draft a really sweet deck and then have it actually play out the way you imagined. All right, nice. So, we'll catch you next draft. Thank you, YouTube. See ya.